Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Listen and Learn English. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy to have you here with us today, wherever you're listening from. Thank you for spending some time with us and practicing your English.
Hello, Emma, and hello to all our wonderful friends listening around the world. It's Tom, and I'm really happy to be here again.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Emma. A little tired, but great.
Tired? What happened?
Well, I woke up early this morning because I wanted to exercise before breakfast.
You woke up early to exercise?
Why do you sound so shocked?
Because usually you tell us you can't even talk before your first cup of coffee.
That is completely different. Coffee gives me the ability to communicate with other humans.
So before coffee, we shouldn't ask you any questions.
Exactly, especially grammar questions.
Well, speaking of grammar, everyone, today we have a very useful topic for you. We're going to talk about two small words that you hear constantly in everyday English.
And please stay with us until the end of the video because these two words have several important uses. We'll explain them through simple examples, everyday conversations, common mistakes, speaking practice, and a funny personal memory.
By the end of the lesson, you'll understand why we say, I can swim, but I could swim when I was 5, and why we might ask, can you help me? Or, could you help me, please?
They look similar, but there are some important differences.
All right, Tom, you said you exercised this morning. What did you do?
I tried to run.
Tried. Yes. When I was younger, I could run for a long time without getting tired. This morning, I ran for about 10 minutes and thought, who moved the finish line?
There was a finish line?
In my imagination, yes. So when you were younger, you could run longer.
Definitely. But I can still run now, just more slowly.
There we go. You just gave us two perfect examples. I can run. That describes your ability now. And I could run faster when I was younger. That describes your ability in the past.
And I didn't even know I was teaching.
Sometimes your stories do the work for us. Before we continue, everyone, if you enjoy learning English through conversations like this, please take a moment to like this video. Your like really helps support our channel and helps more English learners discover these lessons.
And if you're new here, please subscribe to Listen and Learn English and join us for more English conversations, grammar, vocabulary, listening, and speaking practice.
And don't forget to leave us a comment. Here's a simple question for today. What can you do well? Maybe I can cook, I can drive, I can play the guitar, I can speak 2 languages.
I can make excellent coffee.
Tom, somehow coffee enters every lesson.
It's one of my greatest abilities, Emma.
All right, let's introduce the basic idea. We often use can to talk about an ability we have now. For example, I can drive, she can speak English, Tom can cook.
Thank you.
I haven't tasted your cooking yet.
Then why did you say I can cook?
It was a grammar example.
Okay, wow, for a moment I felt so proud.
We also commonly use can when asking someone to do something. For example, can you help me? Can you open the window? Can you wait for me?
Emma, can you make me some coffee?
No.
That was fast.
The grammar was correct, though.
At least I learned something.
Now let's look briefly at could. We can use could to talk about a general ability in the past. For example, when I was 6, I could ride a bike. Or when she was younger, she could run very fast.
So, I can swim means I have that ability now, but I could swim when I was 5 talks about my ability in the past.
Exactly. But here's something very important. Could doesn't always refer to the past. We can also use could to make a request sound softer or more polite. Compare, can you help me? And could you help me, please? Both can be correct, but could you help me, please often sounds a little softer and more polite.
Let me try again, very politely. Emma, could you please make me a cup of coffee?
Still no.
What?
Better English doesn't guarantee coffee.
Okay, this lesson is becoming very disappointing.
There's another reason we want everyone to stay with us through the whole lesson. Can and could aren't used only for abilities. They can also express requests, possibilities, permission, and suggestions depending on the sentence and situation. For example, It can get very cold here, and it could rain tonight. Or we could go to the park later.
Yeah, so could can also introduce an idea.
Exactly. We could watch a movie, we could eat at a restaurant, we could practice English together.
We could get coffee.
I walked right into that one. Let's practice before we finish stage one. Complete this sentence. I blank speak English.
I can speak English.
Great. Now, when I was 7, I blank ride a bike.
Could. When I was 7, I could ride a bike.
And one more. You want to politely ask someone for help. Blank, you help me grease?
Could. Could you help me, please?
So for now, remember these basic ideas. Can, present ability, I can drive. Common request, can you help me? Could, past general ability, I could swim when I was 5. Polite request, could you help me, please? Possibility or suggestion, we could go out tonight.
And don't worry if this seems like a lot right now.
Exactly. We're going to take it step by step.
We introduced can and could. Now, let's focus on can and how we use it in everyday English.
Good, and we'll keep it simple.
We often use can to talk about something someone is able to do now. For example, I can drive. She can speak English. He can swim. We can cook.
Emma, I can cook too.
What can you cook?
Toast.
Tom, putting bread in a toaster is not exactly cooking.
Everyone has to start somewhere.
The negative form of can is cannot, or more commonly, can't. For example, I can't swim. She can't drive. I can't hear you.
And maybe I can't wake up early without coffee.
That's definitely your favorite example. We also use can when asking someone to do something. Can you help me? Can you open the door? Can you wait for me? Can you speak more slowly?
That last sentence is especially useful for English learners. Can you speak more slowly, please?
Absolutely. It's a very useful everyday expression.
We can also ask permission with can, right?
Exactly. For example, can I sit here? Can I use your phone? Can I ask you a question?
Emma, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can I have your coffee?
No.
I should have known.
Remember that after can, we use the base form of the verb. We say, I can swim, not I can to swim. And she can drive, not she can drives.
So it's simply can plus base verb. Can swim, can drive, can speak, can help.
Complete the sentences. I blank speak English.
Can. I can speak English.
Next, blank you help me, please?
Can. Can you help me, please?
So remember, we commonly use can for ability, I can swim, requests, can you help me, permission, can I sit here, inability, I can't drive. We learned how to use can, now let's focus on could.
And could is very useful because we can use it in several different situations.
First, we often use could to talk about a general ability in the past. For example, when I was 5, I could swim. My grandfather could run very fast when he was young. She could speak 2 languages when she was 10.
So if I say I can run fast, I'm talking about my ability now. But when I was younger, I could run fast talks about the past.
Exactly.
These days, I can still run fast.
Really?
Yes, if someone tells me there's free pizza at the finish line.
Suddenly you're an athlete. The negative form is could not, couldn't. For example, when I was younger, I couldn't drive. I couldn't swim when I was 4. She couldn't understand English at first.
That's a useful example for learners. Maybe a few years ago you couldn't understand much English, but today you can understand much more.
Exactly. Before, I couldn't speak English. Now, I can speak English. We also use could to make polite requests. Compare, can you open the window? And could you open the window, please? Both are natural, but could often sounds a little softer or more polite.
Let me practice. Emma, could you please bring me a cup of coffee?
You're still trying?
I'm practicing polite English.
Your grammar is excellent. Your chances of getting coffee are not. Could can also mean that something is possible. For example, it could rain tonight. He could be at home. This could be a good idea.
So here, could doesn't mean past.
Correct. That's very important. In it could rain tonight, we're talking about a future possibility.
We can also use could when suggesting an idea. For example, we could go to the park. We could watch a movie tonight. You could practice English for 10 minutes every day.
Exactly. It's a friendly way to suggest an option.
We could go for coffee after this lesson.
I knew that was coming.
But grammatically, it was perfect.
Yes, Tom, I'll give you that. Click practice. Complete these sentences. When I was 6, I blank ride a bike.
Could. When I was 6, I could ride a bike.
Next, blank, you help me please?
Could you help me please?
And blank, it rain later.
It could rain later.
So remember these common uses. Past ability, I could swim when I was 5. Polite request, could you help me please? Possibility, it could rain tonight. Suggestion, we could go out for dinner.
And remember, could plus base verb. Could swim, could help, could go. Not could to swim.
Exactly.
Now that we understand can and could separately, let's compare them in real everyday conversations.
Great. This is where we start using them naturally instead of thinking about grammar every time we speak.
Situation 1. Ability, now versus past. Tom, can you swim?
Yes, I can. I can swim pretty well.
Could you swim when you were 5?
No, I couldn't. I learned when I was about 8.
Perfect. Can, arrow, ability now. I can swim. Could, arrow, general ability in the past. I could swim when I was 8.
What about you, Emma? Can you run fast?
Yes, I can.
Could you run faster when you were younger?
Are you saying I'm old, Tom?
No, that question came directly from the grammar department.
Nice save. Situation 2. Asking for help. Imagine I'm carrying several heavy boxes. I might say, Tom, can you help me?
Of course.
But I could also say, Tom, could you help me, please?
Both sentences are correct.
Exactly, but could often makes the request sound a little softer or more polite. Can you help me? Normal and friendly. Could you help me, please? Softer and more polite.
Situation 3. At a restaurant. Imagine I'm at a restaurant. I say to the server, could I have some water, please?
Very good. That sounds polite.
Then I say, could I have some coffee too, please?
Of course you do.
And then, could I have some cake?
Tom, are we practicing English or ordering your entire lunch?
Why can't we do both?
Situation 4. Possibility. Now imagine we're planning something for this evening.
Emma, do you want to go for a walk?
Maybe, but look at those clouds. It could rain later.
Then we could go to a coffee shop instead.
There's the coffee again.
This time it was a grammatically necessary coffee.
Sure, Tom. Notice that could here isn't talking about the past. It could rain means it is possible, and we could go to a coffee shop is a suggestion. Quick comparison. Let's make the difference easy to remember. Can, present ability, I can drive. Common request, can you help me? Permission, can I sit here?
Could, past general ability. I could swim when I was 6. Polite request, could you help me please? Possibility, it could rain. Suggestion, we could go to a movie.
Quick practice. Choose can or could. 1. I blank speak English now.
Can, I can speak English now.
2. When I was 7, I blank ride a bike.
Could, when I was 7, I could ride a bike.
3. Blank, you please open the window.
Could you please open the window?
4. We blank go to the park later.
Could, we could go to the park later.
Remember, can, arrow, I'm able to do it now. I can drive. Could, I was able to do it before. I could ride a bike when I was 6. But could can also make a request more polite or express a possibility or suggestion. Could you help me? It could rain. We could go together.
So Cood's doing a lot of work today.
It certainly is.
At this time, Tom is going to share a personal memory to help us understand can and could naturally.
Why do I feel nervous every time you say personal memory?
because your stories usually end with something going wrong.
Unfortunately, this one does too. When I was about 10 years old, I loved riding my bicycle. Back then, I could ride my bike for hours without getting tired. One afternoon, I noticed that something was wrong with the bike. My dad looked at it and asked, "Do you want me to help you?" But I was 10 years old and extremely confident. I said, "No, Dad, I can fix it myself."
Oh, no.
Exactly. My dad smiled and said, "Are you sure you can fix it?" And I said, "Of course I can."
I already know this isn't going to end well.
Neither did the bicycle. I got some tools and started working. At first, I thought, this is easy. I can do this. About 20 minutes later, there were bicycle parts all over the ground.
Tom!
My dad came outside and looked at me. He asked, "Could you fix it?" I looked at the bicycle, then I looked at all the parts on the ground, and I quietly said, "No, I couldn't."
What did your dad say?
He tried very hard not to laugh. Then he said, "Could I help you now?" And suddenly I became very polite. I said, "Yes, please."
This story gives us several useful examples. Tom said, "I can fix it." He was talking about what he believed he was able to do at that moment. Then his dad asked, "Could you fix it?" Here, he was asking whether Tom managed to fix it in that particular situation. In everyday English, this is a natural question about the completed attempt.
And unfortunately, I couldn't fix it.
Exactly. Earlier in the story, Tom also said, "I could ride my bike for hours." That describes a general ability in the past. My dad could also have said, "We could take the bicycle to a repair shop."
Great example. Here, "we could take it to a repair shop" is a suggestion. Or he might politely ask, "Could you bring me that tool, please?" Here, "could" is being used for polite request.
Now let's correct some common mistakes. I can to swim. This is incorrect. After can, use the base verb without to. I can swim.
So can drive, can speak, can help. Not can to drive, can to speak, can to help. What about she can speak English?
No. Can doesn't change with he, she, or it. We say, I can speak English. She can speak English. Tom can speak English.
So no cans.
Exactly. The same rule applies after could. Don't say, I could to swim. Say, I could swim.
And not she could speaks English, but she could speak English.
Perfect. Can plus base verb, could plus base verb. Quick speaking practice. Complete these sentences. I blank drive now.
Can. I can drive now.
Next, when I was younger, I blank run very fast.
Could. When I was younger, I could run very fast.
And blank, you help me, please.
Could. Could you help me, please? You know, Emma, my bicycle story actually reminds me of learning English. Sometimes you think, I can't do this.
But after practicing for a while, you might suddenly realize, hey, I can do this. Maybe before you couldn't understand an English conversation, but now you can understand much more.
Or maybe before you couldn't speak confidently. Now you can have a simple conversation.
Exactly. Progress doesn't happen overnight. Keep listening, speaking, and practicing. Okay, we've reached at the final stage of our lesson about can and could.
We've learned about abilities, polite requests, possibilities, suggestions, and everyone now knows that 10-year-old Tom definitely couldn't fix a bicycle.
But you tried.
Yes, and sometimes trying is the first step toward learning.
Exactly. So let's bring everything together. We commonly use can to talk about an ability we have now. Present ability. I can drive. She can speak English. Tom can cook.
We're still using that example?
Yes. We can also use can for everyday requests. Can you help me? And permission. Can I sit here? Can I use your phone?
And the negative form is can't. I can't swim. I can't hear you. Now let's review could. We often use could for general ability in the past. When I was 6, I could ride a bike. When she was younger, she could run very fast.
We can also use could for polite requests. Could you help me, please? For possibility, it could rain tonight. And for suggestions, we could watch a movie.
Or we could get some coffee.
I knew that was coming. Let's make the difference clear. Can. Ability now. I can drive. Everyday request. Can you help me? Permission. Can I come in?
Could. Past general ability. I could swim when I was 5. Polite request. Could you help me, please? Possibility. It could rain. Suggestion, we could go together.
And remember what we learned earlier. After can and could, use the base form of the verb. I can swim. I can too swim. She can drive. She can drives. I could speak English. I could too speak English. Excellent. And can doesn't change with he, she, or it. I can swim. He can swim. She can swim. Not she cans swim. All right, everyone. Now it's your turn. Choose can or could. Question 1. I, blank, speak English now.
Can. I can speak English now.
Question 2. When I was 5, I, blank, ride a bike.
Could. When I was 5, I could ride a bike.
Question 3. You want to politely ask someone for help. Blank, you help me, please?
Could. Could you help me, please?
Question 4. You're talking about a possibility. Blank, it rained tonight.
Could. It could rain tonight.
A natural final conversation. Tom, can you help me after we finish?
Of course. What do you need?
I have some boxes that I need to move.
Sure, I can help you.
Thank you.
And after that, could we get something to eat?
Sure, we could go to that new restaurant.
Great. And could we get coffee afterward?
There it is again.
What?
Coffee.
Emma, I'm just helping our listeners practice could.
Of course you are.
And here's something important for everyone learning English. Maybe today you're thinking, I can't speak English very well. That's okay. Keep practicing.
Think about what you can do now that you couldn't do before. Maybe 6 months ago, you couldn't understand a simple English conversation, but now you can. Maybe you couldn't introduce yourself confidently, but now you can.
Every little improvement matters. You don't need to speak perfectly. You need to keep listening, practicing, and using English.
Exactly. Confidence grows through practice. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end of today's lesson on Listen and Learn English.
If this lesson helped you understand can versus could, please like the video. Your like really helps support our channel and helps more English learners discover these lessons.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Listen and Learn English for more friendly English conversations, grammar, vocabulary, listening, and speaking practice.
And here's today's comment challenge. Write 2 sentences. 1 sentence using can and 1 sentence using could. For example, I can speak English. Or, when I was younger, I could run very fast.
Or use could to make a suggestion. We could practice English every day. Perfect. Keep listening.
Keep practicing.
Keep speaking.
And remember, you can improve your English.
Tom, can we finally finish?
We can.
Good.
But could we get coffee now?
Yes, Tom, we could.
Finally. This is my favorite grammar lesson. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for learning with us, and we'll see you next time on Listen and Learn English.
Bye-bye.